All right, welcome in. We're calling this a Swider Show short. We just came up with that name about 5 seconds ago, but it is the Cole Swider Show with Paddy Casey, myself, without Cole Swider, with Adam Lewis. Nailed that.
We're
Swider's a little
back.
busy tonight. Yeah, first game. The NBA season's kicking off tonight. The Heat kick off tonight against the Detroit Pistons. Like I said on our Monday special episode, we're going to call this a special episode, Adam, but like I don't know if you can have two special episodes in 1 week, but a little bit more of an unorthodox schedule. Wanted to get something else on the feed. Thought there was no better time for some NBA predictions. Obviously, Cole is kind of in a pinch here. It might be a bad look if he's predicting stuff, but we could do it all we want. So none of these are affiliated with Cole. This is purely from me and Adam's brain. But Adam, again, I wouldn't even call you a pinch hitter at this point. Adam, it's just the third host. But how are things in LA?
Things in LA are good. I will be in attendance of the Clippers Blazers game tonight at Crypto, so that'll be
How about
fun.
that?
Very excited. Can't miss an opening night when you're out in LA.
This is one of the
And
more exciting days on the sports calendar, and the fact you're seeing something in person on tonight is pretty special.
this is I've only been to one NBA game ever, other than this. Actually, if you can believe
Really?
that. Yeah, I'm not.
What game
My
was it?
my family didn't really go to them as much. Celtics Raptors last January in the Garden, in the TD
That
Garden.
is
So,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I go to a lot of college games, but I've never really,
Yeah, Q's is like your NBA team.
yeah, that's
Hey, we
it's
love
full
that
time.
though. We love
We'll
that,
get in.
brother.
Hey, that's not this week. That might be next
Yeah,
week.
exactly.
Wait and see.
Uh,
Uh, a big thing for me this week is just to get all of your horrible takes on the record, so that I can make fun of them in 6 months. Like that's the main motivation I think for most fans
oh,
of
mine
ours.
specifically, you're saying,
Yeah, I mean, mine are all going to be
and,
right,
and
so it
and
wouldn't
just
make sense.
everyone. Yeah, of course. All right.
It wouldn't make
I said
sense.
to you off air, I've done this every single year since I was probably 5 years old, just predicting stuff. So actually having a platform now forward is pretty
There you
good.
go.
Came in hot there, talking a big game. We'll see what happens, but I'm pulling up the rules now, so we kind of just dive right into it. I came up with this off the top of my head, um, but we will have a scoring system for this on the Zoom. If you're listening on Spotify, that's great, but also make sure you check out the Zoom. Also, disclaimer at the start, I forgot to say. We did release an episode on Monday. I know you guys are used to tomorrow, Thursday on the feed, but we're recording this Wednesday, October 25th.
It's a
And
whirlwind right now. Keep
yeah,
track of
we
it.
recorded a new preseason episode. Swider just signed his deal with the Heat, so we recapped everything on Monday. Make sure you first check that out, or first download that, then listen to it and check it out. But all right, without further ado, we'll get into the predictions here. We'll try and make this as quick as possible, but hey, we could talk as long as we want to at the same
Yep.
time, Lewis. So the scoring system, what we'll be predicting, as you can see on your screen on the Zoom, like I just said, is we'll predict 1 through 15 in each conference. We'll do Rookie of the Year. We'll do Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, scoring title, and then one hottest take from each of us. We'll see how hot Adam's take is. It's probably going to be a lukewarm take that he like tries
Yeah.
to pretend makes it hot, but we'll see
Sounds
how it
about right.
goes. And what was I going to say? Oh, I left most improved off of here. You'll notice that I just don't understand the criteria for that award, so it's pretty hard to like predict. I feel like that's just not as fun of an award to predict. I don't know if you agree with me on that front.
I actually thought we might have the same answer also, so I didn't even ask if you wanted it put in the spreadsheet. Like I feel like we have a good idea of who it will be maybe.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
exactly. Um, but the scoring system, all right. So we'll have 1 point for each correct division winner, which actually might be a little hard to figure out on here, but it'll basically just be the highest seed within each division, which I could kind of work through after it. 2 points
Yep,
for each proper seed. The reason why is because I feel like predicting seeds is very hard. It's way harder than
for sure.
a division winner. So proper seed is 2 points. 5 points for each award that's correctly picked. So if you pick the MVP correctly, you get 5 points, and so on and so forth for each award. 3 points for each Final Four team correct. A little like less points because I feel like that's also kind of predictable. 5 points for each finals team correct, and finally 10 points
I
for the
love it.
actual finals winner.
Perfect.
Um,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
shit.
read any of that in the text you sent me earlier, but I like the scoring system
Yeah, I
now that
mean
I've heard it.
that's the whole point that we're kind of going on the fly here. But yeah, that's the point of being a good co-host is you reread the rules, so not only the listeners know, but you know. So Without further ado, I think the best way we do this is have so we'll start in the Eastern Conference. We'll go 5 seeds at a time. All right. So we're not just like
Sure.
rattling off 15 in a row.
Should
So
we
we'll
start
do,
with
I'm
the
sure
worst
we'll have
seeds?
kind of same. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll kind of have the same thing throughout.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could break down where we want to and like kind of highlight some of your thought processes. But yeah, you could start first. East. We'll go
Sure.
for reverse order. So 15 to 11.
Yep. All right. Um,
Actually, that's going to be confusing for me as being someone who's dumb. So why don't you just do 11 through 15? You know what I mean? Like
sure.
start with
Whatever you
11, go to
say.
15 rather
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
going up. Yeah,
All right. I'll just type it quick. You want names or cities here? Doesn't matter, right?
up to you. Maybe we get a little posh posh. I don't know. A mixed
All right. I got
bag.
the Chicago Bulls at 11.
Okay.
The Indiana Pacers. Oh wait, am I in the? I'm in the Eastern Coast. All right. Yeah. Uh, Indiana Pacers at 12. Oh God, I'm Charlotte. Jesus, I was like, where are the Hornets? This is bad. Charlotte Hornets at 13. Utah Jazz at 14.
Utah Jazz in the East. They're in the West, brother.
I read the wrong thing. Oh my God.
That's all right.
Uh, 14 is the
You could keep him
Pistons.
there
I'm
if you
sorry.
want. That would be a
Yeah,
wild thing that would
it's
have
just
happen if the Jazz finished 14th in the East. That could be
the
your
Pist.
hottest take.
Yeah, I feel like there'll be a little switch at the All Star break just to even
Yeah.
things out. I actually do have the
God,
Pistons at 14 and then the Wizards at 15.
keep on freezing.
Thoughts?
Apologies for my ugly face. Keeps freezing for the listeners or the YouTube watchers. But all right, so wait, you have Bulls, Pacers, Hornets, Pistons, Washington. Not
What do you
far off
think?
from mine. I
It is the
have
bottom
Nets.
five. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
have
go ahead.
Nets, Hornets, Bulls, Pistons, Wizards. So I guess the only different thing,
The
we'll
11th.
see this later. Yeah, Indiana, you have them 11th. I have them, I won't tease it, but a little bit higher.
Yeah,
And my thought process with the Nets, I don't know. I just don't think they're that good. The Bulls I bumped down a little bit because I feel like they might trade DeRozan or
that's a
Levine
good
or
thought. Or
something.
Levine, right?
Yeah, like I
Anyone
think
and
the
everyone.
team does not look the same in like 3 months as it does now. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, then the Pistons and the Wizards. I will say every team has like people that are very good. Like the fact that Kate Cunningham is on the Pistons and like Jordan
Yeah,
Poole's on the Wizards is way better than it was like when we were growing up 10 years ago when
for
the bad
sure.
teams were like absolutely horrible.
These top 10 draft picks every year are way better than they were 10 years ago. So
Yeah.
all these teams that get those consistently have great players. So I feel like
Yeah.
this is really starting that era.
All right.
Let's keep moving along here. We got a
Yeah.
lot
I
to
don't
get
want
to.
to belabor the bad teams. No offense to you guys,
This
of
is gonna
course,
be
but
this might not be the best for there's some big ones here. So my sixth seed is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers.
I don't hate that. I don't have that myself, but I don't hate it.
Did I spell that right? I think it's Philadelphia. Sorry.
Yeah, you got it.
Is that right? Or is it
I
an
can't
A?
even really see. It's
There we go.
Phila,
Sorry. No,
Delphia.
it's OCD. My bad.
Now that hurts to read right now, given the times, but keep going.
Yeah. We should talk about that too. Maybe another
No, we
bonus
don't. We don't
episode.
have to.
Oh,
I
now
feel
you
like
don't want to talk.
I know,
All
I
right.
feel like I got broken up with, but keep moving.
All right. I got the Atlanta Hawks at 7,
Oh, how about this populated in the Excel too?
Brooklyn Nets at 8. Yeah, it shoots through the bracket. It shows you what the
That's the
matchups are going
formulas.
to
That's
be.
the new house formulas in you.
Yes, the Google Sheets work. What have I got here? Okay. I almost read the West again. Sorry.
No worries.
Um,
I'm not helping you
I've
out
got
at all with the Excel.
Toronto and Orlando.
I
So,
like that.
yeah, Toronto at the 9, Orlando at the 10. I think the Magic are going to be very good, actually, like better than bad, right? But at the same time, I'm a little worried how young they are that they'll just like peter out in March. So that's kind of my like they're going to get that 10 seed
March
and
is late
then
though. I agree with you. I think they're the
Yeah.
type of team that in the regular season they're going to be very like they just got young legs. They're going to be very energetic every night and like be very very tough to beat. So um, in that same vein, my six seed I have the Indiana Pacers. Seven I
Wow,
have the
that's
New
a
York
huge
Knicks.
difference.
Yep, New York Knicks. I have eight Atlanta Hawks, nine Orlando Magic, and 10 I have Toronto.
So
Toronto I
pretty
actually think
close.
will be better than people think, but I have
I
them at
mean,
10. The
we just have
big
a
thing here,
huge difference as Indiana right
yeah,
after the
with the
Pacers.
Pacers. This is my kind of shot in the dark. This could have been my hottest take. Six might be high, but I think it'll be the type of situation where the six through like 10 seeds are all kind of fighting for that non playing spot in the six. And the
Yeah.
Pacers, I think, actually have the best player of anyone in this group. I think they'll like step on the gas at the end. I think they have the best coach. And I think they
Okay.
separate themselves and kind of get that seed. I'd liken this to the Kings of last year. I think they're going to stay very healthy. They're super young. Like everything you just said about the Magic, I think will apply to the Pacers this year. I think Halliburton's like a bona fide superstar, all NBA team type of thing. And
Wow.
yeah, I have them six. So
Yeah.
that could be a big 2 points for me if I get that.
Yeah. I'd be remiss not to mention while we're in this group, the 76ers, I have them all the way down at the sixth seed. Um, honestly, I had them at like the four, and then Shams tweeted today that Embiid wasn't traveling with the team, and I immediately took them down two seeds.
Wait, Embiid
Um,
or Harden?
I'm sorry, Harden. Harden's not
Harden, yeah,
traveling.
yeah, yeah.
My fault.
See, I actually think
Um,
that's a good thing for them. If
we
we're
will see, but
being completely
I
honest,
know that I know that it'll be fun for me to root for them to be the sixth seed. So that's where I put them in there.
I don't hate that, like letting your allegiance go. But all right, let's
Yeah.
go 1 through 5. I feel like this
Here
will
we go.
be pretty similar to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. I'm proud to announce that my Boston Celtics will be returning to the one seed this season. Followed closely, obviously, I think, by the Milwaukee Bucks. I hope I spelled that right. Um,
You got it.
we've got Cleveland right afterwards. We got the
I
New
like
York
that.
Knicks, and then the
Hate
five
that,
is
but
obviously going to be. You don't like that?
the Heat 5, I have Heat
Yeah,
5 as well.
I have Heat at
No,
five.
I think the Knicks will regress a little bit. That's why I have them 7.
Okay.
Um, so mine are is Milwaukee, Boston,
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Sixers,
Yeah.
and Miami.
So
Um,
you have the Sixers at five or four.
Sixers at 4. Yeah, I think they start kind of slow, but then they end up making the Harden trade. Hopefully for friend of the show, Terrence Mann, maybe Norm Powell too,
It'll be
or one
interesting.
or the other. Yeah, I think they're just a better fit. I think it's a weight off the shoulders type of thing. I think Maxey takes a big leap. And ultimately, I mean, they still haven't beat it. Like you say what you want about him in the playoffs, but he's been the best player in the league for the last like 3 regular seasons, arguably.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Yes.
So backstory there, just personally, Damian Lillard and Giannis are my two favorite players in the league. So that's a little biased, but I
They're going to
think
be unbelievable, though. If we're being honest, they are.
I
You
think
know.
people are undervaluing how like on a night to night basis how much space Giannis will have, and I think I could see them rattling off like a 20 game win streak at some point.
I see it too. I like it. I just think that
And
Boston wins two more games. You know, I
yeah,
can
I
see
also
it.
think Boston's hit the point where they've like had so much regular season success that they just don't really care as much about it. But all right, well that'll be more interesting to talk about with the playoff matchups. But
For sure.
keep this moving. Let's hit the West.
Hit
Maybe
the
go a little bit
West.
quicker.
I'll read the thing I was reading earlier by accident. I have the Sacramento Kings way down at 11 this year. I feel bad putting them there
Really?
because
Okay.
they were so good, obviously, last year, but I
Right.
really think there's huge regression. In the same way you think the New York Knicks will be regressing.
Hmm.
Let's see. I've got the Blazers, who I'll be seeing tonight, 12. I think they're still not done making moves, which make them worse. It's like a fire sale kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Your guy Rob Williams might be out of town.
Houston, yep. Houston at 13, Utah at
So
14, and San Antonio. No surprise there. Oh,
oh,
for me, I thought
yeah.
I
I
think they're
thought you
going to be
might
awful.
switch up on us and not have them and then put them like this 8 seed or something because
Yeah,
I've seen
no.
that
I
some
think
places.
Pop's throwing in the towel. I do
You don't
this
you're
year at
not
least.
Wemby guy? You're not a Wemby guy?
I think that they still have four of the worst starters in the league after him. So
Whoa. All right.
that's where I'm at with that.
I guess that's actually not the worst take, but yeah, he probably won't play many games. But I have 11. I have the Clippers,
Oh wow.
which the West is kind of a disaster. There was like there's like 12 teams where I could see going in
Oh,
like
the West is strong.
any of the seeds from 5 through
Yeah.
12, which makes sense because there's only 7 spots, but I said 12 teams, but
Yeah.
disregard that. Then I have San Antonio 12.
Wow.
I have Utah 13, and then I have Houston and the Blazers
They're
15.
last. Wow.
I
I
just
don't know
don't see
about
them
that.
trying to win at all. Like you said, like I think they'll just give Scoot the ball 40 minutes a
Sure.
game. He's gonna have like an awesome season by rookie standards, but like that's not necessarily a recipe to win. I don't think they want to win.
That'd be
The
interesting. We'll
Clippers,
see.
yeah, that's just dependent on the Harden trade. I think they get him and kind of go haywire. But well, yeah, let's move on. How about
I
how
like
how
that.
uh, how do you sound, or how's it sound? I go 6 through 10 first.
Sure.
6, I got Sacramento. So that's another
Oh
big
wow.
disagreement between 6 and 11 seeds. 7, I have OKC. I wanted to put them higher, but it seemed like it's kind of giving me pause that so many people are so high on them. So I think they're still very, very good, but the 7 seed in the West is going to have a lot of wins. 8, I have Dallas. 9, I have New Orleans, and 10, I have Memphis. That's solely up to the Ja suspension, really.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
I
think,
keep forgetting about that. Like I know they're
yeah, I
not going
don't
to be
think,
great, but he might. He might not be
yeah,
great
I
coming
don't
back.
think your beloved Marcus Smart can keep them above water too much. But
No. All
go
right. I
ahead
got
with
some.
yours.
I have some big names. Well, at least one to start. I have the Golden State Warriors at the 6.
Okay, that's another disagreement.
Um, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where you have them. Right. I have the Dallas Mavericks, the Oklahoma City Thunder at 8.
8, okay.
Trying to type and talk. Sorry. We'll fix that later. Um, let's see. New Orleans Pelicans
Okay. Is that an agreement there at 9?
at 9. It is
Okay.
an agreement. And then at 10, I have the Timberwolves.
Wow. All right.
Where are
You'll
they
see in a
now?
second. That is now our biggest disagreement.
Wow. So you're gonna have a big move. All right, we'll see what happens on there. Do you want to do your
Um,
final five?
no, you take it here.
Okay.
You go 1
Yeah.
through
So
5.
first in the West, I have Phoenix. I
Okay.
think this is not even based on last night, but last night makes it even better. That for those listeners, last night
Dude, I didn't watch that game at all. They look good.
the Suns won last night and pretty.
I saw they won, but did they play real well?
The only reason it was close was because Kevin Durant had a bad night, and he's not going to keep having bad nights.
Yeah.
So they look very strong. I have the Nuggets at 2,
You think that's just
and
they don't really care about the regular season type of thing?
yeah, and I think that they have some trouble, like in like that January, February, not real trouble,
Yeah.
like you said, but where they're not
A
really
little
trying.
hangover.
Some load
Right.
management, right? They get tired out, whatever the whole thing. Um, I have unfortunately the Los Angeles Lakers at 3, even though I don't like them. We'll get to that later, actually.
hmm
Um, I have the Memphis Grizzlies at 4,
Man,
and
that's another big disagreement.
the Los Angeles Clippers at 5.
Another big disagreement. See, this is good radio. If we were just agreeing on
It
everything,
really
it wouldn't be
is.
as fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're just wrong, but that's fine.
I mean, well, that's the whole point of a prediction, brother.
For sure.
Number 1, I have Denver. I just think they're very good.
All right.
I have 2, the Minnesota Timberwolves. 3, I
Wow.
have the Warriors. I'll break it down a little bit more after. 4, I have Phoenix, and 5, I have the Lakers. Suns, the reason I have them a little further down, I don't really fully trust their depth or their health. The Lakers, I think it's a situation where they don't really care about the regular season. They could use some shooting.
Yeah, they could.
2 and 3. So the Warriors, I mean, I just think I don't know. That's a little foreshadowing, a little taste of a take I have later. But
Sure.
so I'll elaborate on that later. But 2, the Timberwolves. I think Edwards takes a massive leap. I think he becomes like a top 8 guy. It's
Wow.
the second year of the Towns Gobert thing. I think people are sort of like forgetting how good of a series they gave the Nuggets last year. Like how people talk about how the Lakers was a competitive sweep. I think the
Right.
Wolves gave them just as much of a like
I
a
agree.
run for their money. And yeah, I think they stay very healthy, and I just don't see them like ever really going in a situation where it's like, oh, the Wolves have lost 8 of 10. I think they're very consistent
Yeah.
the entire year.
Sure.
And yeah, so I guess we have the playoff bracket set. I think the best way to do this is now pick the first two
Sure.
rounds, get the final
Yeah.
four set, and then we'll hit the awards, and then we'll circle back and finish with our champion. How's that sound?
Sure. We'll go quick with it too.
Yep.
I have
Yeah,
the
we don't have to
Bucks.
predict games or anything. Just go. Yeah,
No.
just go.
Yeah. Sorry. I hope I'm spelling that right. I got the Milwaukee
Is that
Bucks.
my set? That's my section. So I'll go first, but I agree with that.
I'm sorry. I'm
Obviously,
sorry. Yeah.
no
Okay.
worries.
Yeah.
I'll take Miami here. Another
Wow.
rematch of like a nightmare situation for the for the Bucks.
Yeah.
I will take Cleveland there. I will take Boston there. So all
Yeah. You will.
chalk. That's entertaining. And then for some more chalk, I'll go Bucks versus Celtics. I like to make
Wow.
it more entertaining, but I mean,
No, that's how it's gonna be.
yeah.
Let's see. I have
It's
Boston
funny.
over Brooklyn.
I mean, obviously, for anyone tuning in, we are Heat super fans this year on account of Swider. But me and Adam also like fandom wise are he's a huge Boston fan, and I've loved Damian Lillard ever since he stepped foot in the league. Like I said, so we kind of are just representing that all the Eastern Conference rivals. So if
It's
anyone,
gonna be a
yeah,
wild May for sure.
whoever comes out of the East, Swider Show wins somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
okay,
my
and
picks
then
just really quickly. Yeah. I had
yeah, you
Boston
can
over
go ahead with the
Brooklyn,
West.
um, Miami over New York, Cleveland over Philly, and Milwaukee over Atlanta, and
Forgot
then
about
Boston,
Atlanta.
Milwaukee in the Final Four, obviously.
Okay,
So yeah, I'll go in the West. I've obviously got the Suns winning against the Thunder in the first in the semifinals, along with the Clippers winning. I'm gonna have the Los Angeles Clippers
oh,
winning.
they got around. All right.
They got around Terrence Mann, game winner in games 4, 5, 6.
I don't hate
Um,
that.
I have the Los Angeles Lakers losing to the Golden State Warriors in the first round.
I like it.
Kind of
That'd be a
like
crazy
a
first round
revenge.
matchup.
I
Yeah,
actually saw
last
the
year was second
script.
round, but
So, and then I have Denver over Dallas. Denver going to the second round over Golden State as well, or the third round, the conference finals. And I have the Phoenix Suns playing them. So I think that's very like optimistic. Like we don't always get stars playing each other in every round or the best
yeah.
two teams and stuff, but that's like kind of how I have it written out. And I think that's safest in a point system where like you get one of them right, it's really good. So that's my final four.
So there'll be a lot of similarities here,
Okay.
which is hard. I mean, it's hard to be different, but I got Denver. I will take Phoenix
So there's a slight difference,
over the
but
Clippers. I will
yeah.
take Golden State over Sacramento again. I will take Memphis over OKC. No, wait, Minnesota over OKC. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was listening to you. Yeah, okay.
And then I will take Denver over Phoenix. I think
Wow.
the Suns are very, very beat up after that first round series with the Lakers. And then I'll take Golden State over Minnesota. So the final four that I have would be Milwaukee, Boston, Denver, and Golden State. Lewis will have Boston, Milwaukee with Boston home court, and then Phoenix, Denver. Okay.
Wow. I love it.
I like it. I
Should
feel like
we
we
should
moved
we do
that
some
through that pretty
awards?
well. We should do some awards.
All right. Let's
Um,
let's
let's start. What do you think is the most boring? Rookie of the year or sixth man of the year?
rookie, I have a pretty obvious pick for. So what are you thinking?
I have Wembanyama too.
Okay, good.
I mean,
And
I wanted to pick someone else like Chet or Scoot, but I just feel like they're going to be dying to give it to him, and you can't
is
really
it
try and be cute with it.
is it
It's
Wenbem or Wemben?
I think it's
Wenben.
WEMBAN
I typed it. I was like,
YAMA.
that's wrong. Got it. I'm going to take him as well in my rookie of the
Yeah.
year.
When there's
Right
a
there.
points when there's points on the line, Lewis, like you can't get
You just
cute.
got to take it.
Right.
Agreed.
Like if someone else wins, go for that. But
All right.
all right. Six man of the
Depoy
year, I will
or six?
take.
Yeah, six man.
Let's go six man. I got Bobby Portis,
Okay. Bet against that. I
one
mean, I am
seed,
against that, but
best
I
team in the
have
league.
Norman Powell
Oh, good pick. I didn't expect that.
at
I thought
six
you were gonna
man.
take a Celtics player like Drew Holiday or Peyton Pritchard or something.
I think that the Celtics are going to be a little more selfish this year. I'm hoping, kind of. They play their five, and then the sixth gets in, and it's like he's just okay. I hope
Yeah.
rather than, and I honestly, I don't even know who the sixth man is going to be. You have no
Right.
idea
Yeah. I think
who it's
I don't
going to be.
really like. What's the criteria? I think it's. Oh, I should say that at the start. I meant to put out a disclaimer for all the fans tuning in that don't know this rule. This is bad podcasting, me not announcing this before the awards. But there's a new rule in place this year that reads as per the Athletic. Players must be on the floor for 20 minutes and at least 65 games to be eligible for honors, including NBA MVP and All NBA teams. Um, Here's what you need to know. There are protections against season-ending injuries. So if you play at least 62 games and you're within over 15 minutes and there's a season-ending injury, then you could still be eligible. But that's like kind of solving the issue that they've had in the past of like
For
people
sure.
missing a bunch of games. So, um, yeah, that's something to keep in mind that like kind of actually impacted some of my picks. So definitely changes it compared to other years where it's like just kind of up to the voters. So, um, anyway, let's get back to Depoy. Who's your pick?
Oh, you want me to go? I have
Mm-hmm.
Evan Mobley in
Oh,
that
all right,
role.
that makes up my mind.
Oh, you're going against it? Okay.
I had written down Bam slash Evan Mobley decide live. So I will take Bam Adebayo.
Nice.
Friend of
I
our
think
guy, Cole Swider.
that'll be fun
Yeah.
to root for, right? So,
Sounds like a biased pick. It's not a biased pick. Um, then let's go scoring title next.
hmm
We'll do MVP, then the finals, then our hottest take at the end.
cool.
Scoring title, who you got?
Oh,
Or
you
you want
want
me
me
to
to
go
go?
first? I'll go first.
Go
Luka
ahead.
Doncic.
Okay. I don't hate the
I
pick.
think he I think he might average like 36 a game and they'll be pretty bad, but he'll just shoot every single time. It'll be like Harden in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick. That was probably my second choice, honestly. Um,
I feel like I know where
we'll
you're
get
going
to
here.
why in a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna go with SGA. Um,
Oh, all right. I thought you were gonna say
I,
Tatum.
yeah, I don't think Tatum's gonna score as much. I don't. I think honestly, I thought about Embiid here too. Um,
Yeah, he
but
won
I don't
last
know.
year.
I think SGA is a sleeper pick, and I think he's gonna take that step. I'm not like a super sleeper, but like he's like third or fourth on people's lists. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
No, I don't hate
Um,
that pick at all. He's also maybe the most fun player to watch in the whole league. So
yeah,
it'll be fun to
second
root
most.
for.
Yeah.
Finally, we got
Um,
behind Swider, of course.
yeah.
Now
MVP.
we got
I've got
MVP. Who you
Luka
got?
Doncic.
Really?
Um, yes, I think that they're. I think. I think
Seven
he's
seed
going to be
MVP. I don't know.
the.
I don't know how that works out.
I think he's going to be the most valuable player for his team. I think they might not be the best team, but they're going to go on a little push.
I
And
feel
I
like
think
you got
he's.
to push him up in the standings if you're going to put your MVP on them.
You do what you're going to do, and we'll
Yeah,
see
it
who
is
wins.
in the eye of the beholder, but I like my pick a lot better, which is
Who you
Stephen
got?
Curry.
Okay. There's no way that
So
happens.
I I,
No way.
I look at this as you remember the year before they won the title when they beat your beloved Boston Celtics
I
and
do.
they
No, I have
lost
no
in the
idea.
play-in. They
Yeah.
lost in the play-in. He averaged 32 a game, but he had that 2 month stretch where he was just the best player in the world by far, and he went ballistic. I think that will something similar will happen this year because the I think the makeup of the team is pretty similar, but they're better. So I have them top three seed. I think he goes on an absolute heater in like January, February, March. He's leading Sports Center every day. Um, and yeah, I think he flirts with 32, 33 a game again. And yeah, I think he takes home his third MVP. It'd also be a poetic thing. They give him his third. He's stamped. He's already top 10 ever, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's poetic. I think it's a romantic win for Stephen Curry.
See, I just think he's a little old for that. But we'll see. In injury wise, and listen, I'm
Well,
just
that's
trying
the
to find
thing.
something.
That's the thing that gives me a little pause is 65 games, but I think I'll actually really value the season. I think he's getting a little pissed off that like people have just crowned Jokic and Giannis and these guys is better than him. So
Yeah,
yeah, also just shout out to my brother Bobby, who's the biggest Stephen Curry supporter in the world. That's a little birthday present for him. Picking
there you go.
MVP, picking him as MVP on my podcast. But
Happy birthday.
all right, let's do hottest take first, actually,
Okay. Yeah,
because it's a little
I'm
more
gonna go
random. It's a
first
little
on
more
this.
off the wall. Yeah, go ahead.
Unfortunately, it already. I mean, I can make something else up, but it already got revealed because I didn't know the order here. I have the Los Angeles Lakers getting swept in the first round.
Wow. All right, I like that. Well, all
I just,
caps swept. Hell yeah.
yeah, I had to make sure. People know what I meant. I have them
That is
losing,
a hot take.
obviously,
I mean, making the
to
Western Conference Finals and then not winning a playoff game the next year is hilarious.
yep, and they're getting swept by the Golden State Warriors. So I'm ready for the narratives around that
Oh,
so
right. I
much that
thought they
I
were
put it
playing
in
Phoenix.
as my hot take.
I I'm a little jealous of that one. I'll be honest with you. My hot take is more player specific, but I have Anthony Edwards first team All NBA.
Oh wow. Oops.
That goes in line with my seed. See, it's all the inner workings here, Adam. I was thinking at a deeper level.
Yeah.
Seeding impacts awards. Um, Health this year impacts awards. I don't have a concern that he'll miss more than 17 games. I think he is like top five in MVP. They're awesome. He's getting, I don't know, 30 a game. That's like the seventh guy I have averaging 30 a game on this podcast, but that's the whole point of saying this.
Yep.
And yeah, I have him first team All NBA. The other thing I was gonna say, which is like just not as fun of a thing, but I think Paolo makes an All NBA team as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
I
just
don't hate that.
sort of a boring thing to talk about. So we'll move on. And then
No, I think it's a
I guess to
possibility.
wrap it up, let's go finals pick, finals champion. I think I have
Okay.
a hinkling of where both of us are going here, but
Okay. I'm gonna go first.
go ahead.
The Boston Celtics are going back to the finals. It's as simple as that. They're not screwed around this year. Um, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be great in the regular season, and then I think there might be a little inner turmoil in May. So
Turmoil
that's
with
my
who? With Dame?
yes, Dame and
Oh my
Giannis.
God. They're the
Hey,
two best teammates in the league.
all right.
That's tough to
Um,
back up after the last couple of months, but I actually
I
believe
don't
it.
know about that. Yeah. And then I'm going to have the Phoenix Suns beating the Denver Nuggets this year.
Okay.
I actually like their team a lot, like I was saying earlier, but I also think that the Denver Nuggets, like the same way the Celtics did last year, just like kind of get ahead of themselves thinking about the finals. And then all of a sudden they're not in it. So,
It's hard to repeat,
uh,
man. It is
yeah,
hard to
it is.
repeat. All right, I'll do
And
my matchup and
yeah,
then you can pick your champion. I will go with the Milwaukee Bucks in seven over the Celtics.
7.
Um, and then spice it up a little bit. I'll go with the Dubs over Denver.
Wow. They're
I think
back.
they have a move in them. I don't think Chris Paul is on the team at this point. And if you'll remember 2 years ago, I mean, it was a much different Denver team, but I do think the Warriors just like match up as I think they match up better with the Nuggets than anyone else in the whole league. So I'll take the Warriors in 7 games. I think Steph continues his nuclear run, and then it's like, oh, is Steph better than Jokic? Is he the best player in the world? But then it's quickly put to rest in the finals, which is giving away my
Yeah.
pick. But go ahead with who your champion is.
I'm glad we agree on Denver. I have the Boston Celtics finally winning the championship, and I'm only taking this because I knew you wouldn't. Well, it turns I
That's a
thought
good
you might have
strategy.
them in
That's
the
exactly
finals
why I
actually.
pick the Bucks too.
Yeah, I thought you might have. I didn't know who you'd have, but you didn't pick them to the finals. That's fine. The Celtics have to make this jump eventually. Literally, it's
Do
6 or
they though?
7
Do you think
years
they
now.
actually have to?
Yes,
Are you concerned at all about the history of the team the last 7 years?
I've been pissed off since May of 2022. To be honest with
Do
you,
you think the
or
team is
June.
as pissed off as you are?
Uh, I read an article today that said the owner and Brad Stevens got together after that game 7 and were like, we're not bringing this team back. We're not screwing around anymore. And they
which they
didn't, right?
did, but yeah, but like
Well, they made the
the
moves,
owner
right?
and Brad Stevens aren't, they're not suiting up. You know what I mean?
For sure, but I think they put the right pieces together. And we'll see. It's a long season for them to work anything out, any problems out they might
Yeah.
have.
No,
Especially because with the Suns, like I don't necessarily think there'll be issues there, but I just think the Celtics have more experience.
yeah, I just don't think the Suns have enough like depth. Um, I don't view them as much better than they were in the playoffs last year, but they could turn out being very incorrect. I have the Milwaukee Bucks winning
Yeah, of course
in,
you do.
let's say, I don't know, 6 games. 6 games. Yeah, let's add a games disclaimer in case there's a tiebreaker.
Oh, you want to do
I
that?
don't know.
I wasn't
No,
prepared
no,
for this.
no. Just put it in parentheses. Actually, no, there
Okay.
won't be a tiebreaker because we picked different champions. That was so dumb. So I have the Bucks.
So
I
no
think,
games. Let me put it in just to be sure.
yeah, I'll say 6 games. Um,
I'll take
Giannis,
Boston in
I
six.
think he's not underrated. I hate when people say that like someone's underrated. It's very hard to be underrated in this day and age, but I do think like Jokic is just he has earned being the best player in the world, but I think Giannis kind of reminds people a little bit that he was right on that level until May of last year. So I think you're getting a pissed off Bucks team, similar to how the Celtics changed their whole roster. You could tell that the Bucks just went all in. The news yesterday or 2 days ago of Giannis signing that extension.
Yep.
I think it puts to bed all those storylines that they might have been dealing with all year, all the headache. I think they figure it out towards the second half of the year, go on a absolute tear, take that into the playoffs, and just beat the shit out of everyone. And Damian Lillard finally gets crowned as one of the best point guards ever.
All
People
right.
he also puts people on notice of how good he is. And yeah, I have the Milwaukee Bucks counting down the Nets.
Do you
So
think that both Giannis and Dame, I know what you're going to say to this, but can they both really coexist at that top 10 player level? Because
yeah, I
here's a
well,
question for you. When,
mhm.
other than maybe the 2020 bubble with AD and LeBron, has any team ever actually had two top 10 players? Like I know you believe they're both in the top 10, right? So
Yeah,
what's the past history for them to coexist there?
you're saying like you think there might be issues because there's two top
there's
10
not
guys.
there's not enough shots to go up for both of them to be successful at the level they want to be
See,
successful. So if you're saying right now that Dame is going to put people on notice, like what is Giannis going to do? Take a couple shots less? You know what I mean? What's the
well, I
plan?
think they did. That's what I'm saying. I think towards the second half of the year they figure it out. And I don't necessarily mean put on notice like Dame averaged 33 game last year. He's probably going to average not that this year. He might be closer to 24, 25. But I think how complementary the skill sets will be is going to blow people away. I think the pick and roll, like Dame setting screens, that's why in the regular season, I think on a night to night basis, they're just an absolute nightmare to prepare for. There's going
Yeah,
to be nights where Dame has like 53. There's going to be nights where Giannis is like an absolute force to deal with.
very
And then I
optimistic.
think by the yeah
We'll
by
see.
the playoffs, I just think I mean if you look at the Bucks the last couple of years, the biggest issues they've had is fourth quarter scoring, closing games because Giannis is with how big he is and like it's no secret he can't really shoot. Like it's just
Yeah,
that's just the biggest um like hurdle they've had to have in the playoffs. And I think they went out and got one of the best closers in the NBA. So I think it'll be a situation where there's a lot of games where the first 44 minutes is Giannis and then Dame takes them home. And there'll be a lot of times where they're up by like 27 points. So it won't even matter.
we'll
Because
see
I,
about
I
that.
look at them as like there's defensive questions, obviously, at the point guard spot. I think Dame will care more about defense and be better at it and be fine. Defense is really overrated. And then the other thing is they could just outscore you. They could do like what the Suns did last year, just score like 138 points and win games. So I see them as the class of the NBA. And yeah, like I said, counting down the Nets. But
I can tell
I
you've
feel like
thought
that went
about this
well. Yeah,
positively.
of course.
We'll see
That's
what
all I
happens.
think about. That's all I think about. But Another disclaimer is that these are in no way, these are going to be on the Swider Show feed, but these are in no way like we didn't consult Cole at all. He has no idea what these takes are. He'd probably disagree with all of them.
He probably doesn't even
And
know we're doing this episode right now. So
yeah,
he's
I texted
probably
him. I don't think
planning
he
his fifth.
responded. He's in the pregame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have he does it. Well, let's see if he gets a fit off. He was better towards the end, the playoff run last year, but his guy
I
Jay
agree.
Fasalo, shout out to him. He's a pod listener. But yeah, I don't think he's. I'm sure he'll tune in and see the graphics and everything. But like I said, nothing that he said that we're saying is
Yeah,
reflective of
for
what he
sure.
thinks. But all right, anything else to add? I feel like that went
That's
well.
all. That's all I've got. The Celtics start in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go make some dinner. And then,
Perfect, perfect timing. That went well. I appreciate the preparation. Um, and yeah, it'll be fun to follow this along throughout the rest of the year. For all our YouTube subscribers, watchers, thank you guys for tuning in. Anyone in their cars on Spotify, when you get home, head to
pull
the
up the
YouTube and
YouTube.
subscribe. Yep. And yeah, you can see me at Adam's handsome faces making our picks. So without further ado, another episode of or the inaugural Swider Short. We're not even laboring this an episode, but check out episode 50 that dropped on Monday, and we'll see you guys next week.